Kevin, congratulations on your victory this afternoon. A 3-1 win over St Ives Town. Particularly, I think there was maybe a little bit of doubt about the game going ahead, but obviously it did. And happy that it did, because you got the result you wanted.
Yeah, really pleased with the result. Obviously, certainly the first half performance I thought we were excellent. Really put St Ives on the back foot and asked lots and lots of questions of them. I don't think 3-0 at half time flattered us, to be honest. And yeah, we could have gone on and probably had half a dozen in the first period. Missed some good moments. Goalie's made some good saves. Then, like we do, we offer the encouragement we have and allow St Ives a glimmer of opportunity with what I think is it's our corner, and then we concede a goal, and that's not a great moment. I'm disappointed myself that our setup isn't better in that situation. And yeah, credit to St Ives. They've kept going and they've kept trying to force issues and situations. They've changed the formation and the personnel, and we've had to manage and deal with those situations. Brandon's had to make a fantastic save right at the death, and again, you have to take your hat off to them. That they don't give up, and people don't give up when they come here, and that's something that we have to manage and deal with all the time. I suppose the disappointment is we haven't scored more goals. We should have done. Like I say, the way we passed the ball in the first period and how we were on the front foot, and like I say, we were difficult to handle and show what we can be. We didn't reach those levels in the second half for whatever reason, and whether that's one or two tiring, one or two making poorer decisions. St Ives improving. So it was more of an even contest in the second period, and it can be a difficult position to find yourself in, can't it? Whether it's whilst you're kind of comfortable at half time at 3-0, really driving that home and putting it to bed and building on that score in the second half was obviously a little bit disappointing. But as you say, taking the 3 points is the most important thing. Staying strong and staying together is really, really important. And yeah, obviously it keeps us in and around the sharp end.
I mean, we have seen that situation before, when a team, I'm sure we've been in that situation ourselves, but a team is comfortable at half time. That the other team, there is going to get some kind of a reaction from them because they've got nowhere else to go. They've got to fight back a little bit. So you've got to be wary of that, I guess, haven't you?
Yeah, I think so. A little bit, disappointed with some people's reaction, that we haven't won it in a more easy fashion. Look, that's, they're entitled to have that reaction. And as I say, you have to give St Ives credit. They've had some good players come through the group, and they've lost some good players this season, some really good players, and to keep putting together a side and a squad is not easy for anybody. And when you lose the good players that they have, to obviously they've moved on to some have moved on to other clubs, some injured. It's really, really difficult. But like I say, I'll take my hat off to them for the character they've shown today and the togetherness they've shown, and they've really made a game of it right to the very end. And we you can't take anything for granted in it. If we've not won in the fashion that people would like us to win, I understand that, I get that, but keeping everything in perspective as we tried to do, it's important that we understand the most important thing is getting 3 points. Ricky's really unlucky in the second half there. He's worked the goalkeeper really well, and that's after probably not scoring opportunities that we've become accustomed to him taking in the first half. It shows that, hopefully a character building within what he is. He keeps going, and he'll be the first to admit I didn't have the best of second half, but he keeps going and forces the goalie into a really, really good save. Bits and pieces that we need to improve on, but we understand that, and there's always going to be an element of that about any performance that we put on. It takes us nicely into a really tough game next Saturday.
Yes, Leiston away next Saturday is never a straightforward one, obviously, with the travelling there. You gave a first start to Jakub Krzyzinski this afternoon, and he had a very bright opening as well. He seemed to be involved in a lot of the brighter moments in that first half, and there were a lot of bright moments. Faded a little bit in the second half, I would say, possibly, but probably not uncommon with the rest of the team.
Yeah, I think we didn't get to the same levels in the second period for whatever reason. Whether that's whether we've tired, maybe, whether they've improved a little bit. Like I say, brought different players onto the pitch, changed formation, as I said earlier. That might have been the case. But yeah, delighted with Jakub in the small game period of game time he had last Saturday. He looked really sharp and tight with the ball, and he was again today in the certainly on the first half. I think the big thing is, isn't it, primarily an expansive forward-thinking player. There's bits and pieces there where I see against the ball that he does really, really well. I think there's a moment in the first half where we defended a corner and, defends on the edge of our box really, really well and kills the moment for them. We need players, both offensively and defensively, that understand both sides of the job so that we are more efficient in what we do and able to manage games in a slightly, hopefully, easier fashion.
I know, coming off the back of last week's performance at Hadley and the disappointment there at that result, not been aided this week, of course, by the fact that the weather and you weren't able to train this week, so that training was not the way that you would have wanted, particularly after that, I would imagine. So you must have had that in the back of your mind a little bit today as well.
Yeah, it doesn't feel great. I'm quite diligent about training and wanting to be in and working with players and trying to improve players all the time, whether that's technically or tactically or whatever it might be, physically, always trying to get the best out of the players. And when you're not able to get together and have a standard sort of week training wise, I find it a little bit frustrating and feel a little bit kind of detached from it. Not seeing the lads through the week is not easy, but they're probably going to argue the way we started and need more time off. But look, it was a good start for us. Delighted Steno, gets his 2 goals and the quality shows in those moments. And as I said to them at half time, when we go away and reflect on today's performance, look at why we put ourselves in the box seat. For the second goal, the ball into the box was terrific. The movement and the run that he's put on there, and the header, it just takes a glance and you're 2 to the good. Remy taking a chance and opportunity to work the target. You work the target, you give yourself a chance. Equally, we've carved some really good moments there and forced the goalie into some good saves. And pleased, it couldn't be anything but pleased with that first half performance. If we'd have had 5 or 6 there at that stage, I don't think it would have flattered us. It kind of was a game of 2 halves and 2 quite contrasting situations, but we're always learning, we're trying to improve a lot of those younger players and realising what you need to do in certain moments so that you do, like I say, become cohesive and efficient in your play. Hopefully it's a lesson learned off the back of a good victory.
And finally, just to close as well, I know it probably won't be something that maybe wasn't even in your consciousness, certainly wouldn't place any significance upon it, but your 100th game in charge of the club today.
I did well. Yeah, that's great, but it's not about that. It's about the players. It's about the players, achieving and trying to win every game. Crikey, I'll do well. I'll make another 100, that is for sure. But let's see what happens and see where we go with it. Like I say, there's a lot of expectation here, and like I say, we can all get a little bit, ahead of ourselves at times. I know there's still a lot of work to do, and we've got to, keep trying to improve these players and bring some fresh blood in along the way as we try to grow and evolve and hopefully get ourselves to that place where we become really understanding of one another and able to put together back-to-back results on a consistent basis. It's been an interesting 100 games, bit of all sorts, but look, we keep going and let's keep fighting and having a go for one another.
Sure, and it's nice to have a W next to the 100th.
It certainly is, yeah. I'm greedy and I like a few more, but look, the lads have done fantastic, and it's a great response to last Saturday. As disappointed as I was and we all were, fair play to them. And like I say, it is a demanding place for them more than anybody. But just like I say, keep reminding them and tell them keep fighting for people, and they'll give you a chance. And again, you look at the from the reaction from most people at the end there, and like I say, getting that interaction and that little bit of appreciation as they go off the pitch and achieving the goal of winning the game is nice. And we get together hopefully in the week to prepare for next Saturday and hopefully do it all again.
Kevin, we'll see you in Leiston next Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you.